Welcome to the second part of my tutorial on how to create a Google form and make that a quiz for your students and then have your quiz automatically graded using Flubaroo. So you can see here this is the quiz that we created in the first section. We have our 3 questions, our image, and you can see now the only difference is now it says responses 3. I went to my emails and I did a response for 3 different people, one of them including myself as the teacher. You as the teacher will also need to complete the quiz yourself with all the correct answers and send it in as a response. You'll see why here in a second. I click on my responses and it does show you a bunch of graphs on how many students got each question correct, but it doesn't give you the grade for each student or their name. That's where this Flubaroo comes in. So I go back up to the top and you'll see this little green square that says View Responses and Sheets. That's what we want to click on next. Here you can see we have the 3 scores of the people who took our quiz. So we have Mrs. Bald, myself as the teacher, who got a 4 out of 4. That's a completely 100% correct quiz, which the teacher wants to do in order to get this graded correctly. Then we also have Marvin, who got 0 out of 4, unfortunately, and Melinda, who only got 1 out of 4. Okay, here you can see the scores, and now we want to get Flubaroo to grade this for us. Let's go ahead and go to add-ons, go to Flubaroo. If you don't have Flubaroo already, you can just go to Get Add-ons and click on the Flubaroo. It's very easy to download. It says free. You click on the free and it loads for you. Go to Flubaroo and I'm going to grade assignment. This says regrade assignment. I'm going to just click this. It normally just says grade assignment, but I've already practiced on this one time, so it says regrade, but normally it would just say grade assignment. I'm going to click there. And I'm going to push yes, it will redo my grades. Okay, this is what it'll show up for you, and this is important. Number 1 here, we want to make sure that each question is the correct number of points. So here that we want to go to identify student for that very first question. That'll give us the name. Then we want to go to normal grading for the last 3. And those will be a certain number of points. Here you can see 1 point for that first one. Remember the second one we had 2 points, worth 2 points though, because 2 answers were correct, and that final question was just 1 point. Now we can click continue. Which submission do you want to look at as a perfect score? That is the one we want to click on. Mrs. Balt, she had a 4 out of 4. Those are all the correct answers. Those are our basis for what we want to be our grading standard, our perfect score. Push continue. Flubaroo is grading your assignment. Alright, so he says here that there is a grade for each submission and a summary of grades at the top. The very last row shows the percent of students who got each question correct, with overall low scoring questions highlighted in orange. Individual students who scored below passing will appear in red. So that's a little helpful for us too. And click out of here and you can see here Marvin getting a score of 0, Melinda getting a score of 1, their percentages right here, the times they submitted it. If they want to try it again and you allow them to, they can submit it more than 1 time. You can see here the points possible. Our average so far as a class is only 0.5 or 50%. 2 counted submissions, that's because mine didn't count as the teacher. And number of low scoring questions, 3. We're not doing so hot on our question answering here, but you can see there's a lot of different things you can find out by looking at this sheet. So Flubaroo has now graded your assignment, and you will have a much longer list of students here, their total points, and their percentages. And it's also very helpful to see here which students got which questions correctly, and you can maybe even have them submit another time if you want them to get an even better score. So that's how you get your quizzes scored using Flubaroo. Thank you for watching this tutorial, and I hope it helps you in the future as your teacher. Good luck!